So let's get to this one. This is an interesting one. Let's see about Sadie Sink's role in Spider-Man Brand New Day. It's finally been revealed. What hack is saying what here? So much has been said about Sadie Sink's Stranger Things rumored role in Spider-Man's Brand New Day, and one scooper, who's this hack, claims to have learned who she will play. You can find out more details after the jump. Sadie Sink's mystery Spider-Man Brand New Day role continues to be a hotly debated topic online. Though we're no closer to knowing for sure who she is when she makes her debut. Jean Grey, Mayday Parker, and Black Cat are a few of the names. But Kristian Harloff is reporting that he's heard a pretty good guarantee that Sink will play Gwen Stacy in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Certainly a good fit for Gwen, and with Peter Parker likely heading to college, it makes sense to add a character to the mix who defined those years for him in the comic book. If Sink is playing Gwen, we could see her become Spidey's new interest, or perhaps suit up as a superhero self. In related news, Daniel Rickman is reporting that there are more villains in Spider-Man Brand New Day than those previously reported. Greatest love of young Peter's life made her debut in 2007 Spider-Man 3, where she was played by Bryce Dallas Howard. Emma Stone took over in The Amazing Spider-Man, returned in The Amazing Spider-Man 2. In the sequel, Gwen was killed by Harry Osborn after he became the Green Goblin. The plan was for her to rise from the dead in Amazing Spider-Man 3, one of many weird creative decisions. The threequel looked set to meet ahead of Sinister Six. Another involved Norman Osborn's decapitated head and his own miraculous resurrection. Yada, yada, yada. Okay. So this came about randomly for me. I was, I walked into this one particular room and I would have told you that Sadie Sink was playing either Jean Grey or somebody, I forget what the other character was that they had rumored. And I was like, oh, okay, that's probably who she's playing. And I was having a conversation with somebody who is legit, say that. And as I was telling this person, I don't know how Sadie Sink came up. He's like, nah, she's Gwen Stacy. I was like, wait, what? Definitely? Yeah. Really? You're sure? Pretty sure. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. And look, if it turns out that she's not, then the person was wrong. And I said it, but I wouldn't have said it if I didn't. In the way that this particular person said it, it was so matter of fact. Like, yeah, I was like, oh, it's Gwen Stacy. Yeah. And I'm like, really? You pretty sure? Pretty sure. And I'm like, oh, and so that to me is interesting. So if it is, I mean, and Coy, I don't know, are you guys hearing anything else? Have you heard anything that maybe debunks that or confirms that? Have you heard anything, Coy? Let's start to rave about trade coffee. You know how much I love trade coffee. So cold brew, you drink it year round. And the problem is you rely on grocery store concentrate on $6 cafe runs, mostly out of what, to me, I always thought it was convenience. But when trade came, come on. Cold brew at home, it's easy. And it tastes way better, and it costs less than buying out. Doesn't matter if it's summer travel, weddings, weekends. My routine, I've talked about it. It's all over the place. But my cold brew ritual, that is the only thing that I won't skip. Thanks to Trade. They have the cold brew beans. They're smooth. They're easy to prep, whether you're brewing ahead for the week, filling my tumbler to take on the road. I can skip deliveries when I'm away. Trade is the #1 coffee destination for the U.S., both hot and cold coffee drinkers. They've sourced the best beans from the top roasters around the U.S., and now they have a special cold brew collection. I mean, come on. Plus, they've teamed up with 15 roasters to create a special cold brew bean collection that ensures your cold brew at home tastes exactly how it should. It's smooth and it's delicious. Love it. When they said they were doing this, it's like, oh, please and thank you. I already love you guys. Now I love you even more. So they sent this bag that I've been doing, and my buddy was in town. I said, hey, I got cold brew. Check it out. Brett, you know Brett. Brett loves it. Limited time. Trade is going to give you 50% off a month of cold brew. 50% off. That's around 60 cups of cold brew for 50% off. But you have to go to drinktrade.com/Kristian. That is drinktrade.com/Kristian. You get 50% off 1 month of cold brew. drinktrade.com/Kristian.
I haven't heard anything story-wise. I think these two rumors are strong for what I think the movie's going to be, right? Like, I think Jean Grey and Gwen Stacy are the two most narrative-based contenders because if you've got Brand New Day being kind of a soft reboot of like Spider-Man being on his own and letting it be his own story and not being tied to the MCU, you're going to need, more of the OG characters like your Gwen Stacy, your Harry Osborn, and those elements coming in and that lore. So I could easily see that making sense for the narrative. And then on the other side, I think post Secret Wars, Marvel needs to aggressively focus on the X-Men. We've talked about how much that's a guarantee. We've talked about how important that is. And I think it'd be much smarter for the MCU to have some characters already in play than try to introduce them all in their own movie. Like we got Captain America, Thor, all those things before Avengers. Likewise, it'd be great to see Jean Grey, Cyclops, Storm, and characters before X-Men. So I could see it'd be kind of a fun inversion, whereas usually Spider-Man is tethered to an MCU character. What if Hulk is only in a couple scenes, and instead we get to launch an MCU character in a known hit like Spider-Man? So narratively, Gwen Stacy works for the Brand New Day element for Spider-Man in college. Narratively, Jean Grey works for the future of the MCU. Interested to see either one. Sadie Sink is so talented. I'd love to see her for something for 10 years.
Yeah, it's funny. I think that I brought up because I think you guys had mentioned Firestar like 1,000 times.
Oh, that came up like a few months ago, and I was like, "What?"
If someone brought that up, and I even said because that's one I thought was getting pushed more and more. And I think I said to this person, I said, not Firestar, and they went like this.
Also, like it's not the 70s. I don't know what audience would be like, yeah, Sadie Sink Firestar right now.
I mean, I think that's probably just more pushing from the element. I mean, Sadie being a natural redhead, and that's that. Not that you can't change her hair color. Firestar just being also a redhead. I think that's where people were going. She's involved with Spider-Man. She's got red hair. Well, we already kind of have a Mary Jane technically, so Firestar, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, look, like I said, I'll be the first to say, like, if it turns out that she is Firestar or Jean Grey, I'm gonna look in the camera and go, a person was wrong. I don't go out looking for scoops. I'm sitting around going, okay, was it credible enough for me to talk about it on the show, or is it just someone I think it was? I'm like, when this person said it, my ears went, what? Because this person is legit.
What I love is that we've got Gwen Stacy in contention now. We've got Jean Grey in contention now. We've got Firestar. We heard rumors of Mayday Parker. We heard rumors of another Mary Jane becoming Jackpot. We've heard all sorts of. I love that Sony's tact for marketing is like, let's leak lots of fake stuff and show them a ton. I think the age of being able to film all on a sound lot is going away. And I think that's probably good because we feel the artifice. We feel the volume. We feel the lack of actual practical sets. And I think if you're going to film outside, instead of going like, no cameras, go, hey, we're starting our marketing a year early. Spider-Man's going to shake some hands. Tom Holland's going to be as Spider-Man. You're going to feel like Spider-Man's real. So how do you compensate for that so we don't know too much? You go the other way and go, here's a bunch of fake leaks like in The Departed, and we'll see what gets out.
Well, what do you think, Winston, as far as the other rumor of the amount of villains again? Because it's been a problem in the past with Spider-Man movies. Way too many villains. Why do they keep falling into this trap?
It's hard to say if this ends up similar to what the Fantastic Four did at the start of the movie. I would actually be okay with that, but that's gotta be it. And I also don't want to Spider-Man's villains are kind of on par with Batman's as far as being iconic and interesting to watch and things like that. And unfortunately, we've already burned through a lot through bad movies. So I am hoping if they're doing this, they're not going to try and overstuff it, because it also doesn't make sense to jump into a Sinister Six because we haven't really gotten into it. We sort of just did a Sinister Six, by the way, obviously, but like we don't have the clout. So I agree with you. I hope that they are very aware of what they're doing and they're not potentially preemptively shooting themselves in the foot from just putting too much in there. But I think Coy's right. At a certain point, if we can't get away from the scoopers, if we can't get away from the leaks, then throw everything, overwhelm them. So then it's not a, hey, we got the thing out that we were really excited about. It's people have no idea what's going on.
And that ties into our first story, right? Like, if you can't defeat the leaks, because like, when you read that, you laughed. You're like, I don't know if that's a possibility. Leak stuff. Like, I loved that Hulk was in the Infinity War trailer and wasn't in the movie, because that meant I got to be surprised by what the movie actually was. Mislead your audience and then let them be surprised in the theater. They're paying $20 to be surprised and have an experience. Give them that the other way if you have to.
I agree. So I asked the audience this, man, are you guys excited for the potential of Sadie Sink playing Gwen Stacy? Do you think it'll happen? Or is my person wrong? She's going to play somebody else. Put your thoughts in there. Let us know as far as the villains and everything else too. We want to know.